Well, it all began in year 2000. It was Irene arranged a small meeting with a few people because Dan Iino at the time was involved in the museum and he was in town for their board meetings. And so it was on a Saturday morning. She arranged a meeting with a few of us, and most importantly with George Artani, who was just an icon in our community. And at that time, Consul General Masakono, who is still active in Japan and on, I believe, the Olympic Committee in Tokyo. And he was a very active Consul General in Los Angeles. And Dan said, 55 years have passed since World War II ended. And he implored us to consider creating a bridge. He said it's high time Japanese Americans and Japanese formed a bridge of understanding and to support each other. And Masakono went back and he was able to obtain some funding from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to create what we now call Japan American Leadership Delegation, which is we call JALD. And it's continued from that point all the way up to the year 2000. And it was under the auspices of the museum. In 2007, late 2007, the museum made a strategic decision. They wanted to be primarily domestic focused, carry the message of the history of the Japanese Americans, which is rightly so. And so Irene left and formed a US Japan Council as an organization to truly proactively bridge between the two countries. I'll never forget the first meeting was held at Dr. Paul Terasaki's office, one of the, I think, the three icons in our entire community, Paul Terasaki, George Artani, and Senator Dan. And Paul said, you know, the programs must be unique, must be distinctive. There's many organizations that are dealing with US Japan. So if you're not distinctive, don't get started. And George indicated you must embrace the Japanese American leadership and talent around the United States. This should not be a local level type of initiative. And the senator said, and of course we need to get major support from Japan. So he asked George to please help support him because George was as Japanese as he was Nisei. He went to school in Keio. He was on the board of Kajima. He was on the board of Sumitomo. And Ambassador Kato, who was very pro-US and a very good friend of the senator. So the bottom line is it was important to gain a lot of respect in the corporate and the political communities. So we launched it. And the game changer was, unfortunately, in 2011, there was a Tohoku disaster. And as a consequence of that, Irene and the then ambassador to Japan, John Roos, who's still very active with the US Japan Council, formed a private-public partnership to create a major exchange program between US and Japan around education, around youth, around sports, around culture. And Suzanne was at that time an integral part of the John Roos team. And so she has had a relationship with US Japan Council initiatives all the way back to the 2011 period.